In this video, guys, I'm going to look at how can you be stuck in a trade. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a warm welcome to you. So I hear this a lot of times. I see it on kind of social media and forums. I see someone says, hey, I'm stuck in this trade. And I think, what do you mean you're stuck in this trade? So this is worth a video because you might have seen this yourself and you've thought, what? What do you mean stuck in a trade? There are two types of people who say that. There are people who are genuinely stuck in a trade, and there are people who have heard it and think it sounds good, an excuse not to cover. Let's look at the latter first. So this guy on social media or girl says, hey, I've been long, XYZ stock and it's now plummeted. I'm down, 50%. I'm stuck in this. And you think, well, how many shares have they got? And they say, oh, I've got 1,000 shares of it and it's I don't know, 50p or something. And you think you're not stuck in that trade at all. This thing does 2 million shares a day. You can get out at any time. You're using that as an excuse. You're psychologically stuck in the trade. You're not actually stuck. At any point, you can open that ticket, put in that 1,000 shares, hit the sell button and move on with your life. But you choose to stick in it and you're blaming that you're stuck in the trade. That's the most common one that we see. I'm stuck in this. I'm stuck in this now. No, you're not stuck in this unless your position size is too big to execute, which is what we're going to look at in a second. You can get out at any point. So there's no excuse on that one. Right. The first one, which is the more legitimate one, is the guy or girl who says, I'm stuck in a trade, and they're stuck in it for this reason. They're stuck because they cannot get out. They don't have the liquidity to get out of the position, or maybe the market's gone limit up or limit down like it does in the commodity market. It does also do it in the indices, but it's a much bigger range. Or perhaps it's a circuit breaker's kicked in on a stock. Let's say they've got a stock, circuit breaker's kicked in, or it's been halted for news. Then you are stuck, right? You can't get out of the deal because you can't execute, can't physically execute. Maybe you're stuck overnight. Maybe you've taken a stock and some news has come out overnight, stock position overnight, and you can't, I'm stuck in this until the morning. Yes, then you are actually stuck, but that's the way it is sometimes. However, what do we talk about? Another one, which is where someone says, I'm stuck in a trade and the market's open. That's normally because the liquidity is too low to absorb the position they have. This is why some of the big guys are stuck in trades and why they get so damaged sometimes, because they accumulate a position over multiple days. And let's say the shares only doing 1,000 shares a day. If they've got 10,000 shares, they are stuck because they have to drip feed those shares into the market, all the while putting pressure on it, whichever way they're drip feeding it over time. So they are actually stuck because they can't just click a switch or flick a button, should I say, or press a button, tap a button, whatever they're trading on, and get out of position. They have to work the position, so they're stuck. And some big guys who have built up massive stakes genuinely can't get in and out when they want to. They are stuck with it until expiry. If it's a specific option, like a thin option, they might have to deal with it till expiry. They're selling calls and the calls spike up and there's no liquidity there, no one to take the other side of the trade, then yes, they are stuck in a trade. I'll give you a story, guys. I was stuck genuinely in a trade once. I was trading like an idiot. I was trading cotton futures on some far month. I don't even know why I was doing that. I think I was playing around with the order book and for some reason I got involved in cotton many years ago. This thing was so thin. It was such a thin order book, and I was trading directly on the exchange, trading literally a handful of contracts. And I found myself being like literally the whole of the volume for the hour, and I was genuinely stuck in this position. There was like 1, 2 contracts sort of dotted around, if you can imagine. Like that was the order book. This was the bid down here. You'd have like 1 contract, another layer, another layer, then maybe 2, and it went all the way down like this. And I had less than 10 contracts, somewhere between like 5 and 10 contracts. So I'd put like a few on the offer and I'd wait, and I couldn't get filled on it. So I'd kind of take one off here, and then it would go and someone would come back one here. And I'm like, I'm actually genuinely stuck in this thing. I don't really want this. I was trading it for whatever reason. I think I was kind of trading it on some sort of tape pattern or messing around on the order book or whatever it may be. But this obscure cotton contract on a far month, I was genuinely stuck, and I didn't have any size in it at all for a meaningful size. So eventually I kind of took a hit on it and took like 5 out immediately, and then waited a bit more and put a few more in. And you could feel, actually, even with that small, relatively small position, you start thinking, well, actually, if I can't get out of it, what am I going to do? I've got like this 10 contracts short, whatever it was, 8 contracts short of cotton. You know, and when's the delivery date on it? How am I going to get out? Because it moves, and you start thinking, well, you're only in like an 8 contract size here. Imagine if you had, you know, a massive position and stocking it down a couple of million, then you're going to be feeling the pressure. So, you know, there's 2 things, guys: stuck in it because you're psychologically stuck, which you're not really stuck, you can get out anytime, or actually people who are genuinely stuck, i.e. they can't get out for liquidity reasons, like Mr. Idiot here, me, at this point in time. Liquidity reasons for the big players who actually are more than normal market size, more than the normal volume, or they just generally can't get out because the market's closed, it's been halted, there's a circuit breaker overnight, whatever it may be. So if you hear that again, then take it with a pinch of salt. If it's some guy on social media, it's probably just because he refuses to close the position. If it's a hedge fund saying they're stuck in it, which they probably won't admit it until afterwards, they might say, hey, we're stuck in this position. Or if you're reading a book, that might be the latter one, based on volume, liquidity, etc. All right, guys, take care. Whatever you're doing, it's a risky game. Bye-bye.